So we had a baby about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And it has been one of the most beautiful experiences and one of the most experiences. So here are 6 surprising experiences we've had in the last 6 months.
Hi, welcome to our channel. My name is Faith.
My name is Michael.
And we are
the Stalwart lovers.
Woohoo! So if you're new here, welcome to our channel. This is the place you want to be. We film on faith, relationship, and lifestyle. So make sure you click on that subscribe button and join us. And if you're returning, thank you for always coming back. We love you guys, our OG Stalwart fam. We love you guys. Thank you for always coming back. So I brought out my mama shirt today because I'm in my mama forte today.
Love it. It's unfortunate that some of us don't have a papa shirt.
I knew you were going to mention. I just knew.
No, honestly, I didn't plan to mention it, but you are now boasting in mama shirt.
I'll buy a shirt for you next Father's Day.
Next Father's Day, wow.
I'll buy more than a shirt for you. We will not be selling father and all those shirts. If I look for it on Amazon, they'll be like,
so I have to wait for next Father's Day.
Don't worry, next Father's Day, I'll make it up to you.
Unfortunately, we don't have like 6 Father's Day in a year, so it's fine.
Yeah, so I'm bringing out my mama shirt today, and yes, we are discussing
I love it for you.
How the last 6 months has been as parents, the things that we've seen, experiences and stuff like that, and it's going to be a pretty interesting video. So
hang in there.
Make sure you watch.
Let's get right into it.
Yeah, so the first one I want to mention is just the responsibility of it all. The fact that I'm now responsible for a whole human being. Like, this person is not going to eat without me. He's not going to sleep. He's not going to have his bath. He's not going to be able to change his diaper. He'll be able to do nothing. Absolutely nothing. Without me.
And when you snooze, you literally put the child in jeopardy.
In danger. Yeah. So, the responsibility of it all is just... I mean, I wouldn't say it was unexpected or anything.
Yeah.
But, even when you know something is going to be like that...
Going through it, living through it, yeah.
It's just a different ball game. I mean, the fact that the baby needs to eat every 2 to 3 hours. And when they say every 2 to 3 hours, they mean like round the clock. For like the first 2 months, before the baby can now start to test out sleeping through the night. And so babies still don't sleep through. Like my baby still did not sleep through the night till he was 4.5 months old when I started to sleep train him. So that whole thing was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot. How was it when it comes to responsibility for you?
My dear.
Being a father.
I mean, I was already responsible for a whole human being. But then just adding to that was something else. But in the end, it was still joyful. I've been more stressed than I've been since I married you. I've had less sleep than I've had. But I still do it with joy, you know. But it's demanding. Absolutely demanding. My muscles are sore from carrying our baby.
Literally, like my hand is even having wrinkles now.
Yeah, you have some sort of wrinkles.
Fine lines and wrinkles on my hand.
Because it's a hefty child. I mean, not the biggest baby in the world, but he has his own weight, and it's just, we thank God for the journey and for the experience, but it doesn't come without its own challenges.
I mean, that just even reminds me of, the fact that when I was like didn't have a child yet, maybe unmarried, whatever, I would literally carry other people's babies in church and I'd be like, hey,
And when you're done,
give your baby back to you. Well, now I'm the one that they collect my baby and give me back my baby after church.
Yeah.
So that responsibility is just like you are the one. You're not with the baby 2/4. There's no, we are giving the baby to someone to take care of. You're literally responsible for the child.
And just the psychological pressure that you have to keep your eyes on the baby, all the time. He's sleeping, you still have to check the monitor. Remember how, was it 2 days ago or 3 days ago, you just checked the monitor and he was sleeping, but he was very, very uncomfortable. And you had to go check him because he wasn't breathing very well.
Yeah.
There was a time I put him on the bed, I went into the bathroom to just brush my teeth. I just felt like, check on that boy now. And I went to check on him and my boy had picked the
The
blanket and put it over his face, and it was just like, and I removed the blanket, and it's like, and I'm looking at this boy, like, don't you ever try that with me again. And so the psychological pressure to know that I can't keep my eyes off this baby. A lot could go wrong, and God forbid that. So it's just a lot. But see, we're here for it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I would love to just also mention the sleep deprivation
Talk about that.
thing. Like, guys, I don't think you realize what it means
Some of
to
them
not
can realize now.
people that, but I'm saying like people that have not gone through like parenthood. I don't think you realize
What's waiting
how
for you?
intense the sleep deprivation is, because as I said in the earlier points, in the first point, 2 to 3 hours this baby has to eat, which means around the clock, which means overnight. So you have to keep waking up to feed the baby. The baby would even wake you up.
Yeah, pretty much.
The baby will wake you up, and you have to do this till maybe some babies, at least from 2 months, they start to do longer nights and stuff. Some babies till 4 months, like my baby, he was still doing 2 hours, 3 hours, till 4 months,
Till
4 and a
4 months.
half months. But I mean, this is the point where I really want to highlight how helpful my mom-in-law was in that area, because at some point we were literally doing on and off, one day on, one day off. Some days it was 2 days with her, one day with us. But initially, she first of all gave us like 1 week or 2 weeks.
She was doing every
and
day.
She was doing every day.
But she herself.
So she felt the sleep deprivation. She felt
like,
it.
okay,
So
mom,
we're like, no, you have to do one day with
you
us,
can't come
one
all
day,
the way here and then
and
be
come and
falling
break down
sick.
because of sleep deprivation.
So shout out to you, mom. You're the best.
But that sleep deprivation was real. It was real.
Yeah. I mean,
Shout
my
out to
wife,
you, Mom.
my wife experienced the sleep deprivation much more
Because
than
I was the one
did.
feeding the baby.
Yeah, but I experienced sleep deprivation in many other ways that has nothing to do directly with the baby.
Yeah.
But with the fact that I'm taking so much more responsibility
in
now
other
that she's
areas.
focused on the baby, and so I still have less sleep. I sleep late. I wake up early, and sometimes my routine is cut short because she needs me to carry the baby so she can sleep for 1 hour or so, and
Yeah.
that's part of the life that we're living now.
Yep.
Another one, and this one is very sweet. That is the joy and the surprise of seeing him hit his milestones.
I mean,
I can't explain how that makes me feel. I can't explain. Sometimes when I look at his pictures from when it was a month and 2 months, I'm like, so squishy. Nah, this was a thug. He's a thug. Yeah, marks on my face, marks from scratching my face and from giving me slaps. But the same hand that he uses to scratch my face, there are times when he wants to lift the hand and this is all he does.
Yeah, when he was like way younger.
He sees something.
Coordination.
He sees something he wants to pick. For example, his car seat. There's a ball there. He looks at the ball. Sometimes he wants to play with it. And he's like, and now you can see him look at it, pull it, play with it. It's just like, oh my god! I don't know how. I don't know. Do you feel the same way?
Yes, I feel the same way. Like, just the progress. And you would literally see that this baby, you see him practicing those moves, and by the next week or by 2 weeks from that time, he's already like a pro.
Like,
do you get what I mean? So, like when he started to sit at 3 months supported, started sitting with pillows on his back and stuff like that, I started seeing how he would try to hold himself off for some seconds
off and then fall off.
And then those seconds started getting longer and longer till he could sit on his own without any support.
Yeah.
And he can sit comfortably there for as long as possible. It's just amazing. Like, you would literally see him, like that thing with the ball. You see him try to hold the ball. And then just a week ago, he was already trying, but he wasn't really quite there yet. And then a week after,
now he's playing with the ball. Like, he's playing with the ball. It's beautiful. And there's something that this does to me every time. For example, when you were pregnant, there was a common phrase or clause I always mention. I say, and someone would tell me that there is no God. That God doesn't exist. Are you kidding me? How a baby is formed in the belly and grows.
Anyone who says there's no God.
And now the baby is out. His brain is thinking, he's coordinating. This
Like you
boy
could
literally
literally see
communicates.
communication. Like
Yes,
that was exactly.
he communicate like we know when he's like, "Don't you dare leave me alone," or "Don't you dare put me on this bed. I will not take it." When you're trying to put him on, the bed, like, I know what you're doing. You're about to leave me. Don't,
Don't do it. Don't try
or
it.
when he's in his car seat and it's in the car, but I'm coming to take him out. He knows that this is time for daddy
So
to
he's
take
like,
me out. He's already doing
he's
like
already
this.
doing
Like,
this.
how can
How can a baby be so intelligent?
God
Like,
is just amazing? And the Bible says there's only a fool who say in his heart that there is no God. So
I mean,
anyway, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, the next one I want to mention, and this is more on the relationship part, like relationship between both of us, how our relationship has changed, like the dynamics. Let me put it that way, because I wouldn't say our relationship has changed. I would just say
Evolved.
yes, it has evolved in a. So let me explain it this way. So because our relationship has such a solid foundation, has such a strong roots, we've just always been friends and in love and for each other, with each other easily, like it was just like on autopilot, because that's just who we were, that's just who we are, but now we are more intentional about the love.
Oh
We are
yes.
more intentional about the sacrifices.
Oh
We are more
yes.
intentional about being there for each other.
Oh
So it's not
yes.
just on autopilot, you have to be conscious of it and be intentional about it, especially on the sacrifice part, because you find yourself, you know, sacrificing for your partner, thinking about
Like
how
around the
to,
clock.
yeah, around the clock. You're always trying to balance it out, like, okay, what can I do to help you right now in this moment? Because both of us are going through a lot,
A lot.
you know.
And I just think about that a lot. Do you know the common phrase or common sentence I always say, like, God, can I get 6 extra hours in
It is
24? Like,
hours.
I would really, really appreciate 30 hours in a day. I say it jokingly because I know, like, I only have 24, but hey, that's how much I need time, you
Time,
know.
and then we just have to keep like sacrificing. So the okay, so now that we say we are committed to each other, we love each other, prove it. It's like this situation is just like, prove your love, prove your sacrifice, prove your patience, prove how faithful you are to your partner. And I don't even mean faithfulness, I mean
In terms of
faithful,
infertility,
like
but faithful to a
you are
cause,
faithful to their cause,
to
to
the
their
journey.
life, to the journey
Yes.
that they are on, and to the journey that the family is on, and
Having a baby will test you.
yeah, yeah. But the good thing is, if you have a solid and strong foundation, it will just only highlight how good your marriage is. Trust
Yes.
me. Having a baby will show you that, oh, nobody needs to tell me that I have a good marriage. Oh, yes, I have a good marriage.
You know what they say about when pressure comes, the pressure reveals what's inside of you?
Yeah, that's just how it is.
Even for us, like you said, our friendship was already on an autopilot level.
Yeah, we're
And
just
even that
always
autopilot was not a gift from God. It was deliberate hard work from the
courtship
relationship
days.
days,
Yeah.
right? Even into marriage. But now we're at a phase where it requires extra work to maintain that. So that the autopilotness, there's turbulence. You have
Yeah.
to hold the steering.
Yeah.
Like, okay, when you're constantly sacrificing, you can feel burnt out. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on? Is it only me? And then you put yourself in the other person's shoes and you're like, okay, is it only her?
Yeah,
So just keep adjusting expectations, communicating. Oh, we've had to do that a
a lot.
lot in this time. And sometimes when you see that one party is becoming overly emotionally depleted and it's showing in the actions, you are just calm to see how you can get them to understand that this is not how we used to be. I get that the stress is
It's
getting
getting to
to us,
you.
but we pin. We'll do things the right way. We'll stick to the standards of
That we already
communication we
have.
have, the rules that we have. Like we don't go, to bed without
Resolving
resolving
issues.
issues.
Yeah.
Sometimes we might be tempted to just be like, you know what, this night, I don't want to resolve, but we pin. That's when your results are what's tested. Yeah,
Tested.
so
Yeah.
for us, not so bad, but we've seen ourselves deliberately, holding on to that and say, no,
No,
this is
we have a
gonna.
good marriage, and that is what it is.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's been so reassuring.
Yeah, it's been beautiful.
Sometimes when I'm praying, in my devotion, I'm like, God, I thank you for this. Say I thank you for my life. I thank you for my wife. I like how it rhymes, but I also like the fact that it's that's just the reality of my life.
Yeah.
This also leads to the next thing, which is time management. Now, everybody asks us, "Oh, you wear different hats. How do you manage your time and all those things?" Now that we have a baby,
That's another. But is that a hat or a?
this one is a garment. It's a garment.
It's a cloak.
It's a cloak. It's a cloak. Because honestly, I talked about how I said I wish I had more hours than 24 hours. And I wouldn't lie to you, it's been hard for me. It's been hard for me.
But you know the beautiful thing is, when you are the most busy in your life, that's when you are forced to actually manage your time and segment your time. Like as busy as we are still able to film a video. Why? Because we're forced to pick a time that, okay, what time works best. We don't just say, okay, let's film. Oh, we're gonna film. Oh, this idea came.
You're
Oh, let's
never
film.
gonna do it
No,
if
you're never
it's
gonna do it if you just leave it up to when you feel like it or when
Yeah.
you think time would arise.
Yeah,
You have to pick a time.
even to go out to buy things, like we went grocery shopping recently, we had to say, okay, by this day, by this time, we leave everything aside and
And we
go
go.
grocery shopping. Think about
I
that.
mean,
Because the house was almost empty and you'll be hungry and like, okay, how many times will I drink Gary? We need to go and stock up,
yeah.
So being intentional to re-strategize, I think it just brings out your time management skill. And if you don't have it, you're going to struggle a lot. You have so
Yeah.
many things pent up, piled up that you've not done. And sometimes that happens to us. We're not perfect when it
Yeah.
comes to time management, but we try to just prioritize. Of course, the
Yeah.
baby takes priority, my wife takes priority in my life. Sometimes I take priority in her life, most times the baby, and that's fine. But just adjusting things here and there, that's been the norm for us. And
Yeah. And when something does not work, we circle back again and readjust it.
yeah,
If something
that's
does
the
not work, we
key.
circle back, circle back, circle back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the last point, last but not the least, that I'd like to mention is just making sure that we are still growing. Making sure that Faith Fabi is not left out, that Michael Fabi is not left out, because as we said, we wear many hats. We are doing a lot of things, and those things must not suffer,
Yeah.
right? So there's that place for prioritizing personal growth, spiritually, career-wise,
Yeah.
in every area,
You
ministry.
want to be sure that your devotion is not
Yeah.
suffering. You still like devotion is there, mentorship is there. There are so many people that we mentor, so many counseling sessions we have, so many people that call us like randomly who are close to us who need help.
There's the Stalwart lovers.
There is the stored lovers.
And it's not just videos, a host of other things that we
Editing.
cannot begin to mention.
In fact, so to make sure that your life is still moving forward, your
Yeah.
goals are still being
being
achieved.
achieved.
When you think about your future, you're still moving in that direction.
And
You're
the
not
crazy
all
thing-
soaked up in the baby. Yeah.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, we are at a stage of our lives where we actually need a lot of growth. Like no part can be left
Yes.
on.
You got that absolutely right. Like I can't afford. Let me do like my
Like-
French. You know what I'm doing, like
I
right?
know.
So I can't afford to. Anyway, I'm trying to be like Trump, Donald Trump. So I can't afford to leave anything behind. Like everything needs to, move forward. Anyway, let's move on. Can we move on, please? All right. Let's do this. Such an amazing life. Such an amazing life, I tell you.
Anyway, so I mean, we've had to like make sure we are growing and everything, and God has been helping us really. And it just really boils down to how much we can, motivate each other. We don't leave each other behind. Okay, we have to be doing this. We're motivating each other by also trying to be the best that we can be for each other as well.
Yeah, I just want to say that the Bible says that it is the Lord who works in us to will and to do of his good pleasure. And in all these things, God is our sustenance. That has kept us going. Many times I'm tired, I'm exhausted. but when I go to the place of prayer, I always come back with strength.
Yeah.
I'm just able to focus and face the challenges of my day. And so that's something, if you're expecting a baby, or you just had a baby and you're feeling burnt out, maybe you should check out your devotional life. Maybe you should check out your prayer life in your Bible study. It's going to really revitalize you. So, in a marriage, God is that third party that makes you're called like the threefold cord,
Yeah.
right? And so having God in the center just keeps everything very much aligned, because
Yeah.
God is a perfect organizer. So I hope that blessed you.
All right, guys. If you enjoyed this video as much as we enjoyed filming it, please like it. Like it. Drop a comment if you can relate to any of the points. Drop a comment. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. Make sure you share this video. Share this video to every parent, every new parent, expectant parent. They will definitely appreciate it. And even anybody that you are praying to have children, so just share to anybody that you know.
Yeah, also we have our WhatsApp channel,
Yeah.
out now. So I'm going to put a link in the description. Join the WhatsApp channel. You're going to get exclusive content that you not see on Instagram. So join that. Just make sure you join that. And then every time we post on it, share it to your status so that others can see it and join as well. Make sure to go to our website, thestalwartlovers.com, to check out all the services that we have available. Don't forget to give us your emails. So subscribe to our newsletter so that you can get the newsletters when they come out. They always come out with some freebies, and you don't want to miss out on that. All right. Lastly, follow us on social media on Instagram at the underscore
Underscore
stalwart
Stalwart
underscore
underscore
lovers. So till we come your way again,
Keep loving.
and keep believing.
We are the
The Stalwart
Stalwart
lovers.
lovers. Woohoo!
Hoo, hoo, hoo.